And again, Lendl now in his 8th straight U.S. Open final
Becker
is the better hardcourt player, I feel.
It ties a record to Bill Tilden, 8 consecutive finals.
Please.
Boris is the first German to be in the finals since Gottfried von Kram lost in 5 sets to Don Budge back in 1937.
He was a baron of some kind.
Baron, yeah, he was a wonderful player, great sportsman.
Play.
Here we go, Becker to serve.
A lot depends on how well Becker serves.
Sort of a shaky start there.
Yeah, a couple of balks.
That was supposed to be a lob, topspin lob by Lendl. It was so low, Boris had to bend over to try to smash it. Came so quickly he couldn't get his feet set. Watch, his feet will still be moving here as he's trying to smash. So you can see he was off balance.
Very much so. Thus far, both serves, he's come in behind.
And he's kicked them, too, to get him up high. He hasn't really tried to hit it real hard.
So different from the way he attacked his opponent yesterday. Aaron Krickstein opted to stay back from the start. But that kicking, those kicking serves, means that he wants to close the net very quickly. Intercept the Lendl return.
That time he gave him the fastball.
I think we're going to see him mixing it up all day long, either serve and volleying and then spending time staying back as well, giving Lendl a bunch of different looks.
15-30. Well, if it's true, if a lot does depend on how well he serves, he's off to a pretty good start.
He certainly is.
All 4 of his first serves have been good.
That was Bobby Brett, who is Boris Becker's coach and is a stickler for physical fitness. He works Becker very hard.
Of the Harry Hopman school.
In their matches yesterday, Becker only served 46% of his first serves into Krickstein, and Lendl only got 48% in against Agassi. They would like to have a higher percentage than that today.
The thing is, the norm for Boris Becker is to serve in the 50 range. For Lendl, it's just slightly higher, really 50 to 55%. This is how these guys do it.
That ball's got to be playing a little bit like a golf ball because it's so hot. They get hard and they can really come at you in a hurry.
Both these guys like that, though. These are 2 huge power players who love facing power.
I saw Lendl twice in deuce court, was very late on the return to serve.
The most important battle of this match is being waged right here in the first game. Becker's serve and Lendl's return.
Deuce.
Deuce again.
point for Ivan Lendl. Becker on the win behind the second serve. Volley wasn't deep enough, but still an awfully good shot by the #1 seed to get it past Becker. And again, he has break point. Lendl likes to pass down the line on the backhand side. We have that reflection problem again. The sun off the windows of the press box area, and they're running right down the center of the court. They can end up being a problem in the players' eyes.
It was a problem earlier in the week for Jim Grab.
Right. You can see right there in the middle. See, it's on Becker's chest at the moment. Can be distracting.
From our net camera. Gets there pretty quick, doesn't it?
Certainly does. And the bad news also is that they could place it pretty well.
This is the first game, first set of the men's finals. Boris Becker against Ivan Lendl. Lendl seeded #1, Becker #2. First game so far has taken 7 minutes, 8 minutes.
Becker.
Net cam again. A very small camera. Right under the middle of the net. That could hurt somebody.
So can his acing ability. I mean, that he can really pull that out when he gets out of trouble. When he gets in trouble is something that no other player really owns.
Both these guys are pretty good, aren't they? Because of their skill. They both are hard servers, and they somehow seem to do it when they really need it.
Finally, it's game to Becker. He leads 1-love in the first.
First game.
That's what this whole match is going to be.
You want to call that one an ace? Okay, that's close. And he did tick it. That's close enough. Let's give him 2. They got 2 down.
Want the one down here?
Yeah, he ticked it, but I mean they're calling it ace. That's fine.
Yeah, but 2 doubles as well, right?
Yeah.
That's a typical Becker.
It is.
1 minute left on commercial.
Are they tennis fans?
30 seconds back. Seconds back. Stand by, folks.
Ivan Lendl to serve. Quiet, please.
Hazy, hot, and very humid. Temperature of 93 degrees. That's official, but down court, as it reflects this heat, it's much, much warmer than that.
A little bit lucky in that it's now 20 minutes to 5 here in New York, and it's going to cool down. And it won't be too long before shade starts to come across the court. And with that breeze, that'll help them a great deal.
Fifteen.
29-year-old Ivan Lendl in his 8th straight final.
Pretty consistent, huh?
Ties the record of the great Bill Tilden. Just wide.
15.
Lendl really tees off on this. Gets tremendous power, but just misses it wide. Becker was still on the way in, just about the service line.
It was 15 all. Lendl again goes through that ritual before he serves. Whatever it takes.
Use that sawdust he carries in his pocket, and on court changes, 2 kids come out with big brooms and sweep the forest away. There he goes.
Lendl speaks so openly about the fact that there are so many players in this game who have more native talent than he. Yet no one has ever worked so hard on or off the court than this man. And that explains his success.
30 all.
Diving volley by Becker.
30-40.
Gets him to break point. Again, Lendl likes to go down the line on the backhand. Becker waited on that side and the last minute cut across and intercepted that passing shot. Here he is. See, he's on the right side of the center line, but still able to get across to pick off the cross-court backhand. So it's break point for Becker. Both these players are better off the backhand volley than they are the forehand volley.
Aren't most players?
Not necessarily the volley, Pat. There are more good backhands in pro tennis than there are good forehands, but a lot of them can be very proficient to volley.
See, Lendl's going an awful lot to Becker's backhand. Again, Becker's got a great power grip off his forehand side and can really handle a high, fast ball. But on the backhand side, he tends to have to chip on this surface. If Lendl were a serving volleyer, he'd have a good time. But that he's on the baseline all the time, Coach Roach watching, he doesn't take advantage of the fact that Becker chips so much of his returns. And that's a first from Lendl.
Tiriac, Anthony Quinn enjoying as well. He is serious about this.
This is where you might see Becker try to come in off the return. He made a good play because he hesitated before he came in, and what that said to Lendl was he's not coming. Ivan turns the side, it hit under the backhand, trying to get it fairly deep. He looks up, and there's Becker at the net. He just happened to miss a volley. Here he is. You see, he's not in as close because he made that little hesitation play and sort of faked Ivan out.
Almost looked like he changed his mind, or maybe it was designed.
Break point for Becker once again. I thought it was interesting that Lendl said yesterday he started out, he's nervous.
You don't hear him say that much, do you?
No, you don't, but it's the kind of match that he expects to win. This one, I don't think he's nervous anymore because he knows he's playing a guy that's certainly capable of beating him, and if he does, it's not a terrible loss.
He explained his third set slump against Agassi that way. He said he was so nervous he used up a lot of energy and felt it by the third set.
See, that glare
reflection was right in his eyes.
Absolutely.
Becker leads 2 games to 1.
Here you see it right in his face there, and he just hit it just a tad long. Watch him look up now. See there? As the sun moves, of course, that won't be a problem a little bit later. Just happens to be there at this time.
No, by the time they serve from this end again, it'll be gone.
At least it'll be at a different angle.
The media and the photographers and the broadcasters from all over the world covering this event.
Level 15.
Double fault for Becker. That's his third.
You know, sometimes I think in Boris's effort to get the ball to kick up, he sort of drags through it. He doesn't really pop that wrist like you should, and as a result, he just carries it, hooks it long.
Gabriela Sabatini on the women's side does the same thing.
All the good servers swing just as hard at the second serve as they do the first. They just hit less of the tennis ball. They hit around the edge rather than drive through the back of it.
The follow through will be a little different.
Depends on which type of serve you're hitting when you're trying to kick it or slice it.
What's unusual about Becker's serve is that he uses a forehand grip. Not too many players can do that. Works pretty well, though.
Third ace.
That's one of the problems when you stand behind the baseline to receive the serve. If a player can break it off sharply enough, it can turn more before you can ever try to intercept it. It was good. Becker acts like it was out. Donna Leconto is the umpire.
He's sticking with the call really well. He tried this a couple of games ago and missed it wide. But I think he made that one.
That was good.
Beautiful.
That was a tougher try than the previous one. And watch Boris.
30 all. Thank you.
You're going to see lots of hats and fans today.
Boy.
This Becker volley is as tough as the ground stroke winner that Lendl just finished making.
And he wouldn't make that, I don't think, on the forehand side because of his grip. But on the backhand side, he can pull off some beautiful volleys, much like Martina can do. They get under the ball, have better control of it.
Could take care of the heat in another fashion. Yvonne Lendl's parents sitting behind Anthony Quinn.
Martina's parents are here first time at the Open.
Watched Martina and Hanna Mondlikova win the doubles just before this match started in 3 sets over Pam Shriver and Mary Jo Fernandez.
They're the champions.
Our congratulations. It's got to feel a little funny for Martina because she had played with Pam and been so successful. This time they're on opposite sides of the net, and Martina and Hanna prevailed.
Only their second tournament ever together. It was Mary Jo and Pam Shriver's first try. They became partners about 15 minutes before the draw was being made, the deadline.
He missed it.
He missed. And it's 3-love Becker in the first set.
Becker leads 3 games to love.
Just some ice. Just ice. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to announce that this afternoon, Jennifer Capriati of Florida and Jonathan Stark of Oregon have won the U.S. Food Championship for 1989.
Yeah.
May I get one of those too?
Why, did you think we were broken down or something?
Yeah, water would be good.
No, everything's fine. I'm not talking about personal equipment. I'm done.
Rolling Boris.
Oh, yeah.
Quiet, please.
Pat Summerall with Tony Trabert and Mary Carrillo. Boris Becker in this men's championship. Day 1 of the NFL and what happened.
This is Becker's first U.S. Open final. Of course, he's already won Wimbledon 3 times, youngest champion in Wimbledon history when he won in 1985. Was a semifinalist here in '86.
Ivan Lendl, born in Czechoslovakia, lives now in Greenwich, Connecticut. Been sort of a hometown tournament for him.
He
Ranked
commutes,
number
doesn't he?
1. Yeah, he does.
So I mentioned it earlier that it's gusty, and Lendl missed an overhead the last point of the previous game. There he decided to hit a forehand driving volley, a swinging volley, and missed it. Sometimes when it's gusty, the ball that's not traveling so fast is more difficult to handle than one that's hit real hard. When they asked Becker if he was confident about the tournament and his chance of winning today, he said, you know, when you've won Wimbledon, you're in the finals of Davis Cup, and you're in the finals of the U.S. Open, you have to feel pretty good.
I think I can win, he said.
So if that can't get you confident, nothing can.
That's right. They say success breeds success, but that certainly is the ultimate.
And they asked Lendl his chances. He said, if I return his serve, I've got a good chance of winning if I can really return his serve pretty well.
Game Lendl, his first ace, gets it for him.
Even though Ivan Lendl has never won Wimbledon, Becker has done it 3 times. You still sort of have to consider Lendl to be the player of the decade. He's the only player to win a Grand Prix title every year in this decade. He's won 7 Grand Slam titles. Mats Wilander has done that as well. Just remarkably consistent machine-like performance for 10 solid years. It's interesting that Becker wants to prove he can win something other than Wimbledon, and all Lendl wants to prove is that he can win Wimbledon.
Forehand side.
Yeah, and I really do think that every time you have a choice, when you're going to attempt the passing shot, you ought to try to make the guy hit the forehand. Because he's certainly going to give you some free shots or some free points on that side. That doesn't mean he can't volley on that side. It just means it's not as consistent, as good as it is on the backhand.
When you watch him take a swing, Tony, don't you always assume that he's going to hit it out? Every time every time you see his take back, you think, boy, where is this thing going to fly?
It takes it nice and high, and it's a very full here, right there, that racket way up above his head. And one of the things that you have to worry about when you do have that excessive topspin is you're coming from low to high, and both edges of the racket travel through the flight of the ball. You might catch an edge if you don't watch it very closely.
This is what just happened. Look out. He's going to get there.
Even that half volley was not that simple. Lendl hustles. A lot of players wouldn't even try to get back here, but he's fit enough and fast enough to know he can, and got there in time to have a choice of shots, though it was not simple.
15-30.
So Lendl's timing on the return of serve starting a little bit better.
Forehand. 15 again.
And after you do that a while, Pat, then you can roll it cross court and he won't be close because you've convinced him that's where you're going. Here's another look. Now this is really a sitter for Lendl. You're really eyeball to eyeball, and it's tough to respond when the pace Lendl hits that kind of a shot. So 2 break points now for Ivan. Under pressure, what is Becker able to do? Bang that first serve in. It's marvelous. Still break point.
Becker leads 3-1 first set.
He's such a natural big point player. You know, it just happens. It's like his hair. You know, some guys are born redheads.
He said that. He said some people like to play the easy points, the 40 love points. I like the tough points.
The break. And Becker leads 3-2 in the first set.
Becker leads.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the heat and humidity prevailing, medical people urge that you consume plenty of water or other non-alcoholic beverages. Also recommend
What?
that during these
Yeah, stop by our $8 concession stands.
What else you say, stretch?
Yeah, they're all stretching.
Yeah.
What a riot. Bunch of wise guys,
Yeah.
fans. I love it.
All right.
Hey, David. Behind you just showed some player in the player's box sits Becker's girlfriend. I think she had on a white cap. You might want to take a peek at her.
You know her name?
Yeah, Schultz. What's her first name?
Is it Erica?
Nope. Nope. She's got on just a. She's got very short blonde hair. Karen Schultz is her name.
10 seconds back. Stand by, folks.
Ivan Lendl got his service break. But Becker still leads 3-2, but Lendl will be serving. Games in progress. Cleveland over Pittsburgh. Minnesota now has gone in front of Houston. Kansas City on the scoreboard. New England 21, the New York Jets nothing. Second quarter. The Raiders 14, San Diego 7.
Quiet, please.
And the Eagles by 3 over Seattle.
And they're back on serve in the stadium.
Ivan Lendl will serve.
Love 50.
The men's singles final at the National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadow, New York. Steffi Graf won the women's championship yesterday. Ivan Lendl against Steffi Graf's countryman Boris Becker.
Boris wants to try to make it a double here for West Germany, as they did at Wimbledon, where he and Steffi won.
I was in West Germany a couple weeks after Wimbledon for the Davis Cup semifinal in Munich, and the Germans were still so upset, the German fans, because Becker and Graf won Wimbledon, but only a small fraction of the people got to watch it on cable. Can you imagine that? Two of the the greatest stars your country has had in years, so sports personalities. And a week after Wimbledon, they had a 90-minute program where they collapsed both matches, sandwiched them into those 90 minutes. But on that day of the Wimbledon, that weekend, the Wimbledon weekend, Steffi winning on Saturday, Becker winning on Sunday, thousands of Germans day trip went to other countries to watch.
Those are true fans.
30 all.
Here's a good look at Lendl, who's learning to cover the net better. It's become a little more instinctive for him. That's not an easy shot. The more you go up there, the more comfortable you end up feeling.
That's what's happened when they do go to the net. Becker's been up there 14 times, Lendl 5. He was there, but missed the volley.
3 games.
All in the first set.
Again, once you get that ball up high to Becker's backhand, he becomes uncomfortable. His strength is low, which is why he's so tough on grass, so tough indoors on carpet.
He had been serving first serve percentage of 61%. That hadn't held up in this game. 4 double faults. Just love 30. Aaron Krickstein with the appropriate hat on. Lost to Becker in the semifinals.
He had a terrific tournament. He's really had to struggle with some injuries, and he's healthy. First year he was able to play in all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. So he's it's looking good for him. Another good young American to watch.
Lendl wants a towel.
This play right here by Lendl was just to keep him in the point, get the ball down low because he knew Becker was on the way in. Then he had a chance at the passing shot. He was on the run and caught the tape. But when you're that deep into court, if you try to drive the ball, chances are it's going to stay up and the other guy can make an easy volley on you. So it was a smart play by Lendl. That's the type of thing that I think Tony Roach has helped him so much, his coach from Australia. Some of the finesse and touch of the game.
First.
It's 15-30. Two break points for Lendl. Good day for hats. You can't see much. And then that one has been used.
Still a break point for Lendl. We're going to see a lot of this today. The players going to the towel. I think one of the things that players will do eventually on the changeovers too is to put some cold towels or some ice in the towel on the back of their necks to keep the body temperature down, and also drink a lot of water. Having a tough time winning points on his second serve.
And here comes one on a break point.
That had to hit on the line.
Looked like that's exactly what happened. From here, Lendl took a long look.
Becker looked over. That doesn't happen too much. Usually the player who's just gotten the call walks away from it.
And he said something
He
too.
did.
And I don't know if he's saying it to Lendl or what. Maybe a bit of a needle. I'm not sure. At any rate, saved 2 break points. Boy, tremendous drop volley by Becker, and it had backspin on it. When it hit the court, it spun toward the net.
Advantage Becker.
Here it is, and watch this. I don't know if you can tell, but this one spins when it hits toward the net, and that's what kept Lendl from getting to it.
Quiet, please.
Just ran away from him.
Venturi would like that one, wouldn't he? Kenny likes to talk about how those golfers back that ball up on those greens.
Oh, yeah. Becker, 4-3.
Becker leads 4-3.
We'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station.
Yeah, that's all right. You're going to get that pole when you make the swing all the way around. This is where we'll cut the end. Okay, we'll cut. Yeah.
Huh? Isn't it awful? Isn't it awful? It's listed
It's at 115.
Hey, David,
They listed at 93. We came out of the hotel.
can you just do me a favor? Can you have Tracy run me up a couple of aspirin?
What number is that?
Well, with the humidity too, you know.
Tracy Aspirin.
Tracy, I know Cricket's got some.
That's why you people are more civil than we are. You don't have temperatures like this where you live.
Thanks.
You guys always were smarter than we were. Yeah, the shade and so that reflection's tough. It's tough a little bit there too. The beam doing this? Nothing.
15 seconds back. Stand by, folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Quiet, please.
Back at the National Tennis Center. Those are not participants.
Thank you.
Next Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the season premiere of college football on CBS, featuring the 11th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini against the number 9 ranked Colorado Buffaloes. Live from Boulder, Colorado. Jim Nance, Pat Hayden will be there.
Colorado took care of Colorado State yesterday.
Right.
Pretty handy fashion.
Illinois beat Southern Cal. So
15.
you'll enjoy. Ivan Lendl serving at 3-4 in the first set of the men's final.
Tony Roche, one of the great Australian players, of course, working with Ivan Lendl. Marvelous doubles player. Had elbow problems that shortened his illustrious career.
Terrific stuff there.
30 all.
And of course, the first Open was in 1968, and the men's winner got $14,000. The women's winner got $6,000, and there was not equal prize money paid to the men and women until 1973, when the winners won $25,000 each, and that was John Newcomb and Margaret Court that particular year.
Now it's $300,000 for men and women.
That's right. Runners up, 150 grand. There's another look. Just 10 years ago here, and you think about it, the winners got $39,000 each. For all.
4 games all.
New talent. What he really wants is a shower.
Right. You know, this is being televised, this event, to so many countries around the world, including Australia, etc. But I just found out from a friend, John Barrett, who is a commentator for BBC, used to play for Great Britain, that BBC is not carrying any of this. So England is not getting any of the U.S. Open, which is very surprising to me.
Well, why not?
Maybe we should point towards England and talk a little louder for them.
Are they mad?
No, they said, you know, this, I guess it was the money was an issue, and then when the money came down, they worked out a deal. Then the scheduling was full.
The tournament is not, the event is not without coverage, obviously. Crews from all over the country, all over the world.
Just saw Kurt Nielsen, a fellow that I played in the finals of Wimbledon, doing it for Denmark. Of course, we know we had the Italians on the other day. We had the Australians on.
The Germans, obviously.
Gunnar Bosch doing it for Germany. Used to be Becker's coach. They use up a few rolls of film this 2-week period, too.
Boy.
Brought them to their feet. Here's another look.
30 love.
Lendl's finished after this shot. He knows he can't get back. Though that was the end of a very, very demanding point.
I've always thought one of the things that you don't realize or don't appreciate when you watch tennis on television is how hard the players hit the ball.
Right.
Men and women.
There's Bob Brett, who is now Becker's coach, an Australian. I mentioned earlier, it used to be Gunnar Bosch. They had a little falling out. Becker held this one as long as he could to see which way Lendl was going to cover, and Lendl covered the down the line. At the last minute, he tries to roll it back. Right here, Becker gets there, waits, and then rolls it back. You see where Lendl was, and I'll tell you, that cable in that net is so tight. This ball hits it and carries it all the way across the court. We've had a couple where they've hit the net and bounced over the baseline. You don't see that very often.
It's 4-all in the first set. Becker serving at 30-15.
That's a serve that I think both these players could use more frequently. As hard as they hit it, go straight at the body. You compound the other guy's problem because they have to worry about getting out of the way of it and then still make a stroke.
Game to Becker.
Game to Becker.
Ball change.
He leads 5-4 in the first.
Becker leads 5-4.
Hey, GB? What is that? Is that an IMG deal or something? That there's
You know, I am.
Yeah? No, she's got unusually short hair. Yeah. And she was
7 of 8.
she was off. It looked as though she was in a corner. Her name is Karen Schultz,
Do you want
and
me to loan you some money?
she's great. She's my favorite.
I mean, that
Okay.
would come up with.
What?
Nope. I have a feeling she's in a player's corner. She's probably around where Tyriak is. You had she was in.
That
She was
shocks me.
slightly,
Shocks me.
just barely in frame when you. There she is.
Are they? Are they? Well, I mean, if Australia can afford to do it and so forth.
She's
I
so-
think if
she's the
Australia
best.
and other countries can afford to do it. Can't be that much.
I actually had the original. All the countries they didn't have were given $1 person. And he's been a tried to $70 market. And it's been all over it. Another one, maybe, boys and girls.
But they go to the same barber, huh?
Oh, look how cool she is, huh?
Yeah.
About 5
Seats
seconds
quickly.
back. Stand by.
Clap, please.
The stadium, the scene of the finals, the men's finals of the 1989 U.S. Open,
Thank you.
as seen from the Fuji blimp, circling overhead, piloted today by Captain Trevor Hunt. Best seat in the house.
Here's Karen Schultz. It's Boris Becker's girlfriend. She's the coolest. She's a waitress. She's a student as well. Very friendly, funny. I think she's been terrific for Boris. I think she's part of why he's had his best year ever. They met in Germany about a year ago. And as I said, he's had quite a 1989. Won Milan and Philadelphia and of course Wimbledon. He's won 27 of his last 29 matches. That's since May. Of course, Ivan Lendl is having his best season since '86. He's won 7 titles, including the Australian Open. You gotta wonder, really. I mean, if Lendl wins this, I'd say he's definitely #1 on the year, considering how strong the rest of his year has been. But if Becker wins this, he'd have won Wimbledon and the U.S. Open. And even though Lendl is much tougher week to week than anybody else and has many more titles, winning 2 so big as Wimbledon and the Open, boy, it's hard to...
The majors.
Yep.
That's what Ivan Lendl bases his year on now. Sort of like what Jack Nicklaus does in golf. He's had so much success and made a lot of money. They really gear for the major championships. Lendl's even talking about skipping the French next year to prepare for Wimbledon. Trying to win the only Grand Slam singles title that's eluded him to this point. That would be on grass in Wimbledon. Almost out there 1 hour now.
Becker serving at 5-5.
Tell you, Becker's slowed up a little bit at the moment. He doesn't have that spunk in his legs as he did have right here. He just sort of stands there. Saw how quickly Lendl got up to that ball.
He really moves well.
Jan Tiriak, Becker's manager, advisor, says that this is by far the toughest surface for Becker to play on. Says that the guy, he's 6'2", 210 pounds. It's an awful lot of pounding. He's got special orthotics in his shoes to help dampen some of the stress put on them.
Last year he had a foot problem and
Lost in the second round.
then he couldn't play for, as I recall, about 6 weeks worth, letting his feet heal.
It's 15 all. Double fault number 5. And he is having problems with his serve now.
This whole game has looked kind of weary.
It's crunch time, 5 all, 15-30.
Here's where we're used to seeing Becker pump in the big serves.
There's one.
30.
You tell me you saw that ball good? No. You can call the ball out if he can call the ball out if he sees it out. I'm just asking how he saw the ball, not if he goes with the machine. I'm asking how he saw the ball. I'm asking how he saw the ball though.
He's not allowed to overrule cycles. Not within that range.
Daniel LeConte in the chair.
You are allowed to overrule and you see it very clearly it's out. You know that?
You have to go with the machine within that range.
What he's saying is they're using Cyclops, and when the ball is that close to the line, even if the linesman thought the ball might be out, he can't overrule the machine. Here's another look. That's about as inconclusive as you can get, I think.
Yeah.
It's 30 all, 5 all, first set men's final. It's what we expect from these two fellows, something pretty close. Pretty good service percentages, obviously good for Lendl, about average for Becker. Very good forehand volley. Game Becker. He leads 6-5 first set.
Becker leads 6-5.
Yeah, he said after we come back.
Nope.
Holbert? Yeah, okay. Is that... Oh, thank you. That's something to think about the first weekend out here.
30 seconds. $20 seconds. 15 seconds. seconds back.
The men's finals at the National Tennis Center in
Quiet,
Flushing
please.
Meadow, New York. Lendl and Becker, the number 1 and number 2 seeds. And Becker leads 6-5. Lendl serving, trying to even it. Each one has a break.
Really crucial time, crucial shot to miss there. He just got just what he wanted. He got in nicely, closed in for the high ball, and just missed a volley. And this is the time of the match or the set, you know, you just can't afford to do that.
Has it gone pretty much as you expect, Mary?
Yeah, I think it really is being decided on serve, isn't it? We talk about how tough Becker was last game when he needed to be. Lendl's no slouch in that department either.
You got the two best players in the world, as you figured to be close, hard fought.
That's what you hope for.
Lendl had time here. He knew if he could just make it, he was going to win it. Came back into the court just to make sure, but Becker's approach down the line landed a little short. He couldn't get over to cover the cross court. Did not go over.
Again, it's very hot and humid. When the match began, it was 115 degrees down on the court. So those long points like that are going to take their toll eventually. Tony Roach can't bear to look.
Feet didn't work very well that time. Not good footwork by Boris.
Game.
Tiebreak.
6 games all tied.
First player to reach 7 points with at least a 2-point advantage will win this first set. Becker will serve 1 point. Then Lendl will serve 2. Back and forth. The inventor of the tiebreak is standing up behind the court,
Quiet,
waving
please.
his hat, James Van Allen.
Quiet, please.
When it was first invented, he used to wave a red flag.
That is James Van Allen from Newport, Rhode Island.
Thank you.
Still gets a kick out of it.
I think it was 1970 when Bill Talbert, who was a director here, used the sudden death the first time. That was a 9-point tiebreak, and the players eventually agreed that it ought to be the 12-point. They had 2 versions, and they've used it ever since. And I think it's a good one.
That time they called it lingering death.
Lendl is actually having more success on points off the his second serve than his first serve. 65% on his first serve and 67% on the second serve. That's rare.
But again, I think it's because he kicks that second serve
Gets it
high
up.
to Becker, and Becker doesn't like that.
5-0. Becker.
2 for Becker.
Quiet, please.
Smart play by Becker. He floated his return, and when he looked up and saw that Becker was, or that Lendl was not fouling any game, Lendl thought he was back, so he was hitting it high just to get depth.
Quiet, please.
When he looked up, that big redhead was standing all over the net.
3-love. First set tiebreak.
Becker.
Lendl asking for a towel.
Another one. They'll use a lot of them.
Yvonne's mother. That is Samantha Frankel, Lendl's girlfriend. After this point, players will change ends, play 6 points, then change ends on the court. Not supposed to stop and towel off or anything. They usually grab a swig or grab a quick towel.
Towel, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost always. Makes it 5-1 Becker. This is the first set tiebreak. Becker abided by the rules. He didn't stop.
On a day like this, they're not going to say too much unless you take too much time. Becker tried to come in from fairly deep in the court and hits his ball short. This lands not too far behind the service line, and that's why Lendl had time to set up, pick his direction, and make his shot. On the good approach shots, what you're trying to do is eliminate some of your opponent's possibilities. You get it in there hard enough and deep enough where he gets there late and can only go back down the line, then you don't have to worry about the cross court. That's the ideal situation.
Becker's tiebreak record here at the Open. He's serving now at 5-2.
Four set points
to Becker.
For Becker.
first set. Becker, 7-6.
He wins at 7-6. Did you ever think you were going to be as famous as
Yeah, it's still.
No.
I'm in the tunnel now. You want me to be somewhere else?
you are? I never thought about it.
Hi, Frank.
You want to interview me?
Sure. I got Frank Cherkinian here,
Hi
good-looking
there.
guy.
Hi there. Hi
You
there.
have Armenian descent.
Of course I am. Where's
Have you been treated for heat exhaustion?
I'll tell you, I do need some sun.
Where's the legendary Ayatollah? I hear his voice. Really?
They ran out of water and soda juice.
Look at this. All right.
10 seconds back. 10 seconds.
Hour and 15 minutes it took to play that first set, which was won by Becker. Tie break, and he's up by a set. Miami 10-3 over Buffalo at the half.
Ooh.
Cleveland 30-0 over the Steelers at the half. Minnesota
Thank you.
jumped all over Houston after being behind early. New England and the Jets. Patriots up 21-0 third quarter. The Raiders
Quiet, please.
21-7. The
Second
Eagles
set.
17-7 over Seattle at the half. Boris Becker at the U.S. Open men's final won the first set.
Last time these two players played was at Wimbledon. Earlier this year, Becker won the first set. Lendl came back to win the other two, the next two, and then Becker won the fifth, fourth, and fifth. So a lot of tennis left to be played.
Let's go down now to Leslie Visser.
Thanks, Pat. You know, the players aren't the only people affected by the heat here. The folks at the first aid station reported that 65 people have already stopped by complaining of dizziness and dehydration. The officials here have asked the people during the changeovers to get up and walk around and keep their fluid intake high. Maybe you guys ought to do the same, Pat.
My cable's not long enough. Thank you, Leslie.
A couple of games ago, the PA announcer told the fans to drink fluids and stretch whenever they really wanted to. This whole place got up and stretched.
Here at the Open, when Ivan Lendl loses the first set, his record is 5-6. Becker is 15-2 in this arena when he wins the first set.
Some heavy hitting. Really a lot of pace on their shots.
Both big and strong.
I'm trying to think of two other men who hit harder.
Particularly on the forehands.
Yeah, I think this is about as hard hitting as men's tennis gets. Groff and Sabatini hit hardest on the women's side.
Game to Lendl. He wins the first game of the second set. My flower garden. Okay. Okay. Pardon? Yeah, close.
Hear what he's saying, Pat?
No, I didn't.
He
hear
said
what
he can make this shot work with the mirror.
Oh, okay. Okay.
A little soccer.
Seconds back.
Ivan Lendl has won the first game of the second set. Boris Becker won the first set in a tiebreak. The Saints beat the Cowboys. The Rams over the Falcons.
15 lead.
Becker fires his fifth ace. Cardinals beat Detroit. Roger Craig led the 49ers over the Indianapolis Colts. Tampa Bay on a hot day by Vinny Testaverde beat Green Bay. And the Bears, led by Neil Anderson at 146 yards rushing, beat Cincinnati by 3. Number 6. Game Becker.
1 game.
1-all, second set. The German duo broadcasting.
On the left is Günter Bosch, who used to coach Becker.
Nicht so läuft, wie sich Lendl das vorstellt, dass da doch viel nervöser wird, viel ungeduldiger wird. Und das ist eigentlich das Ziel, das jetzt Boris verfolgen müsste, immer dran zu bleiben,
Tell they're very excited.
In Europe, we do some TV for. I do some for an Australian network, and we sit next to the Italians. You talk about getting excited. A few unforced errors creeping in here with both players.
No outward signs of fatigue, though.
No. And because the sun is getting lower, it's starting to cool down a little bit. Shouldn't be a factor. Had this match started at noon, it could have been a factor for sure.
When we walked out of the hotel, I thought we had made a mistake and gone to the sauna bath.
Lendl leads 2-1 the second set.
Yeah, we'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station.
2-1.
Second, this is real.
CBS Sports coverage of the United States Open Tennis Championships is sponsored by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Sharp Electronics Corporation. From sharp minds come sharp products. And by Merrill Lynch, a financial firm built on a tradition of trust.
Flushing Meadow and the National Tennis Center. And the men's final, Boris Becker serving at 1-2 in the second set. He won the first set.
15-8.
Head-to-head, the winner of the first set between these two has won 9 out of the 13 matches. Becker's won the first set.
15-9.
6 double faults.
Well, you don't often hear fans cheering for Ivan, as we just heard. Somebody told him to break this guy. You know, he's been here so long, and he's such a responsible champion.
He's also always the favorite. So we're notorious. We root for the underdog. Another thought is they want to see a lot of tennis. They don't want to see a 3-set match.
I don't think there's a doubt they'll see a whole lot more tennis. We're still just in the start of the second set, and they've already been out there an hour and a half. And remember, that favors Becker, who loves night matches. Played his best match here at the Open at night, destroying Yannick Noah. Ivan Lendl, who worries so much about seeing the ball so often after he's had a tough loss or even a close win, he talks about not seeing the ball well. Imagine how much tougher it will be to see this delivery at night.
What a point. They're on their feet. Here comes Lendl. Looks like he got it easily down the line. Nope. Watch this shot.
15-40.
And Becker weighs about a pound less now. He's left some flesh on the court.
And some perspiration. Without question, the point of the match.
It's now 15-40.
Becker's first knockdown of the bout.
Yeah.
First.
He's got scars on his knees already, Becker, from diving at volleys. You can see right there on his right leg.
Game to Lendl. He breaks Becker and goes up 3-1.
With his favorite direction on the backhand, that's down the line.
He threw his body at that one.
Maybe the previous point took a little bit out of Becker. This is a shot you don't see Lendl making. He's so basic, but he didn't have much choice there. It's one you don't practice a lot. Oh, that hurts.
Well, you'd think a game like that might take the starch out of Becker.
Champion. I was just thinking the same thing. This is how you respond. So you knock me down, you break my serve, I'm going to come right back and get you. That's what makes these guys great and fun to watch.
Got a little trickle of blood coming out of the right side of his leg as a result of that dive.
You ought to like that. You football players will like all that blood, don't you?
First. Well, those active ones might.
It's okay as long as it's not yours,
Yeah.
huh? That's John Madden stuff. Biff,
Oh, yeah.
bam, look at him bleeding. Oh, that's great.
But
Get
he's
dirty.
up in the booth with me.
Watch here now. He sort of loses his balance and gets stuck too close to the net. And as long a reach as he has, he wasn't able to handle that topspin lob.
Tell Lendl's doing a lot of thinking out there at this point.
He's trying to work Becker, too. I think physically yank him around some and tire him some.
Right now he's succeeding.
30-15.
Fourth ace for Ivan Lendl.
Lendl's winning 66% on his first serve and 73% on his second serve. So again, that high kicking ball is creating some problems for the West German.
It's amazing how in just the last couple of minutes, Ivan Lendl has just broken open this second set. Here's a point for him to go up 4-1.
He has that great ability to pick up the level of play, which is what he's done.
Thing is, that great move he made, that wonderful point.
It's game one.
It's kicked in for him. It's helped him.
4-1. Lendl, second set.
What's the problem, son?
Nothing.
Oh, I think I'm okay. Maybe just a little water.
I got some tea. I could use a little ice.
Is that absolutely correct?
Have a little ice? Just ice.
We're in the second spot.
Please.
Boris Becker looking up at the Fuji blimp for help.
Suddenly he feels it over his head. But again, that point, that dramatic point won by Lendl, that's when a point becomes much more than just 1 point. Lendl looks much more eager right now.
Sure does. Becker serving at 1-4 in the second set.
Boris handled that little dink shot from Lendl's backhand well because he closed real quickly, and though he was stretched out, he got at the top of the flight, so it was above the net. A lot of players have the instinct to let the ball come to them. The good ones go to the ball. That's the 7th double by Becker. He served 6 aces. Lendl has 4 aces and 2 doubles. This is not as easy as he makes it look. He's falling backwards. He's maybe 2 yards behind the baseline, and it's a clean winner. Those of us that play this game know that it's a little more difficult than they make it look. play by Lendl.
30-40.
And his break point, the first shot by Lendl, this one sets it up because now Becker volleys defensively, which means he can't hit it as hard coming up over the top of the net, and gave Lendl a better chance to pass him.
He's moving so well.
Again, break point. Lendl is now up 5-1 in the second set.
Lendl leads 5-1.
The men's finals on the stadium court
Quiet, please.
at the National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadow, New York.
You wonder how much that first set took out of Becker. I'm not trying to suggest that he is too tired to continue, but he gave so much that first set, couldn't get it fired up the second.
And he just sort of loped after that one.
I think this, you know, he would pretty much let this game go, unless he can just hit some winners and exert no energy. And then he would start serving beginning of the set number 3.
He'll try to play these points short this game.
That's why he really didn't go after the other balls. Stretch after it and chance of getting out of this set. That's the umpire keeping score, and you see he has the stopwatch in his left hand.
30.
I think if Boris gets a swing at a forehand, you'll see him hit one about 800 miles an hour trying to hit a winner.
That's the thing. He's capable of playing short points and winning off of them. That's just what he should do.
First.
Some people here that don't understand the game real well might think he's given up. You know, he's surrendering, and he's not doing that at all.
By conceding this game, Becker gets to start off set 3 serving, and that's what he wants. That's why he's playing this game this way.
Lendl wins the second set.
6-1.
6-1. That sets her 1-all.
Half.
Just a half. Thanks.
A half. Thanks.
Hey, Tony, did you ever write a tennis tactics book?
Not really.
No?
Do a lot of articles, you know, with tennis magazine.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was wondering. I've read your other one, which I really like.
Yeah, thank you.
Firing up the lights.
.30 last night when they came, I remember.
balls.
10 seconds back. Stand
Stays quickly behind the players.
They are firing up the lights. Takes a minute for them to get to their
Quiet, please.
full intensity. Oh, at 12 minutes after 6. Miami still leads Buffalo 17-10.
Third set.
Cleveland 44-0 over Pittsburgh. Vikings over Houston. Denver leading Kansas City. And the Jets have gotten back into the thick of things. Raiders 28-14 over San Diego.
Quiet,
and
please.
Philadelphia over Seattle 24-7.
Thank you.
Those are the ones still in progress.
Speaking of getting back into things, Ivan Lendl has done that, getting level of set apiece.
Becker's got new balls to serve with. He'll like that. The nice high kicking bounce got Becker so close to the net he was able to make that volley with that kind of touch. You spin a serve that high, it'll bounce, it'll kick up, and it'll give you a fraction of a moment more to close. Great play for doubles. You get a lot of serves in that way too.
And then the other guy, if he wants to counteract it, tries to take it earlier, step in a little closer and get it on the rise.
Remember yesterday we watched Andre Agassi off of Lendl's second serve step way back. I asked his coach Nick Bollettieri about that last night. He said that it had worked in the past. He said Andre just didn't keep it up.
It worked for him last night for a while, and then all of a sudden he stopped doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to have a lot of will. You got to be tough mentally. And, you know, I think Becker's feeling the effects of the match to this point a little bit physically, probably a little more than Ivan appears to. But they are determined people, have worked awfully hard, and it's going to be very tough to turn them off.
Game to Becker. First game, third set. Goes to Boris Becker.
First game, third set.
Rachel McQuillan.
Also an Australian.
Right.
They've got no runs for this guy in 4 games now. Oral Hershiser.
Oh, yeah?
Have not scored a run for him, I think, in 4 games.
30 seconds back.
Ready for flight. Thank you. Flight.
5 seconds back. Stand by.
Pat Summerall with Mary Carrillo and Tony Trabert. The men's finals. Ivan Lendl against Boris Becker. Sets are 1-all. Becker won the first game of set number 3.
Love 15.
3 double faults for Lendl. Love 15.
First serve. Love 30.
The Italian television broadcast going back to Italy.
Rino Tomasi on the right.
Troppo caldo, poi un'umidità addirittura spaventosa, siamo in crisi come spugni. 0-40, 3 palle break.
Tomasi, who writes the morning line on the programs every day, he gives you an idea of what he thinks is going to happen. He picked Becker in 4 sets.
3 break points now for Becker.
But that being said, Rino Tomasi had picked Noah to beat Becker in the quarterfinal. So you can't trust that guy.
Boy, he follows it closely. He's written a book recently with all the results in tennis, I think, the last 10 years.
It's a must. It's a great, great book.
Becker still has a break point. So Becker gets the break. 2-love in the 3rd set.
Becker leads.
When Lendl gets to this one, he had plenty of time, and if he just made it, he was all set because Becker's going the other way. But he cut across the back of the ball and sort of curved. Now here's Becker. He's going to guess. Good job to get back. He guesses. He had to get back to the middle of the court and sort of close that big hole a little bit. And Ivan couldn't handle it. Big break. Sort of surprised me that I thought Lendl would burst out ahead here. I understand that Becker has asked for a trainer.
Becker certainly looks okay.
He had a couple of weeks before the U.S. Open when he wasn't well at all. He'd had a back problem and it had gone down into his legs. That's the ATP trainer, one of them, Bill Norris. And our guess is that on the next changeover, he'll come out on the court and tend to Becker. As I said, his back problem went down into his legs and he was real pain in his hamstrings. Had to skip a couple of tournaments. He missed that big.
15.
Earlier in the tournament, Becker had some groin problems. He had to call Bill Norris out, the trainer, to help him work him out.
Lendl doesn't think the serve was good.
So far, pretty much as you and Mary had thought.
Well, I'm surprised a little bit that I thought Lendl would get off to a quicker start in his third set. Becker looked a little leg weary at the second set. Now Lendl's arguing a little bit with the umpire. Dana LeConto is the umpire.
It's a real honor to be in the chair for a Grand Slam final. And Dana has only been doing this for about 4 years. He thought it would take 10 years before he could ever do something like this, but he's that good. Not a regular, not one of the paid regulars on the tour either.
From Gadsden, Alabama.
He's one of only 3 or 4 Americans that got to call matches at Wimbledon this year. This guy's good. I'll tell you how good he is. A year or 2 ago, John McEnroe, he was calling the service line in a John McEnroe match, and after the match, McEnroe sought him out and said, "You're so good that all I had to worry about was my serve."
Boy, that's a real tribute.
He's a legend. He's a legend. And there was an overrule by Dana LeConto right there. And I thought it was out as well. I think that was the right call.
Just be careful when he's talking all the time with the lines. Just don't let to interrupt you. It's okay once, but be careful.
Becker's asking LeConto not to be intimidated by Lendl, who's questioned a bunch of the lines today. But he's not that kind of chair umpire.
It's 40-30.
That nice high kick off the Becker serve gave Lendl just the angle he needed.
Notice Lendl was inside the baseline, catching it early. It means you catch it higher, a better angle into your opponent's court, and they don't have as much time to get to the net. His 8th ace.
6-3 love. Seats quickly. Players are ready.
Good. I'm not good, but get up here.
Seats behind the players. Thank you. Quiet, please.
This took place during the court change as Bill Norris came out to attend to.
Quiet, please.
That's not Bill Norris, is it?
That was Bill.
Becker probably having, obviously having some sort of a problem in the upper part of his leg.
He doesn't have as much of a problem out here at the moment because he's got a 3-love lead in his third set. Famous Lendl forehand passing shot on the run. No one does it better than he.
15 love.
Even made Becker applaud.
Now let's go down to Leslie Visser.
Pat, I'm here with Bill Norris. Bill, you've been busy. What was wrong with Boris?
His hip flexor on his left side of the top of his leg got a little strain in it, and he just needed some ice on it. That's basically it. So we put some cryo spray on there, and it seemed to work.
We'll keep an eye on it.
Okay.
Back to you, Pat.
Okay.
Sure sounds like he'd want real short points. You know, if his hips are hurting him, that means it'll hurt him off his pivots. Stab at that one.
40-15. He had to guess because he was in trouble. Short approach, nothing on it. See, he had to commit very early, veered to the right and left the other part very, very open.
Yeah, but it also makes you wonder, doesn't it, you know, that he might not want to torque and flex if his hips are hurting him.
40-15. That's short enough?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm glad that Bill Norris will take another look at that last shot. Becker jumps all over this one. Court is open because he swung it wide with the serve. Bill Norris uses some medical term, hip flexor and all that kind of. Then he said upper leg muscle. That's for us, so we can understand what he's talking about.
The game goes to Lendl. Quick one at that.
Becker has a service break, so if he's hurting a little bit, one way to approach the thing would say, I'm going to work like crazy on my serve, and then gamble like crazy and don't hurt myself or use up any energy on his serve. All he has to do is hold. Say all he has to. I mean, if he can hold 3 more serves, he's in good shape and they win this set. Becker's percentage of serves going down, 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 54, 40, and 38. And Lendl's is going the other way, 58, 61, and 67. So he's got to serve better not to hold on. And don't just rest assured that Lendl saw the treatment that Becker got on that court change.
Sure.
Got eyes like a hawk. He sees everything that's around, so he knows he's hurting a little bit.
I don't think Lendl's going to make the mistake he made against Michael Chang, though. When Chang was in obvious distress, the French Open round of 16, Lendl had won the first 2 sets. Chang won the third, started cramping in the fourth, really messed up Lendl's head. And instead of trying to put him away, he tried to move the ball around. Chang ended up winning that round, and then, of course, the French Open.
Yeah, Lendl didn't move him around or anything. He just kept hitting the ball back easily to him.
He's got to try to take Becker down. He's got to try to hit hard and just keep blasting away. He doesn't want, you don't want to try to, go into softball tennis, get away from your own game just because your opponent's hurt.
So Becker serving at 30-15. That's long.
And at this point, none of us, including Lendl, knows how hurt. There's a tennis fan. Knows how hurt Becker is.
I get it. If it's his upper left thigh, you would think it would hurt him to push to his forehand side, push off that left leg. Maybe Lendl try to make him stretch that way and see what happens.
And Becker, he takes the 4-1 lead.
Pretty close, huh?
Yeah, pretty hard.
Yeah. Except the weather play. I mean, Becker makes Lendl try to hit harder.
Time. Seats quickly behind the players. Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
Fourth quarter in Miami. The Dolphins still lead. Cleveland annihilating Pittsburgh. Denver 27-29 over Kansas City. And the Jets have taken the lead over New England. Raiders over San Diego, and Philadelphia still leads Seattle. Becker leads Lendl 4-1, third set.
15 left.
That's the type of thing that Lendl wants to see happen. Get in some rallies where he can move Becker around back and forth. very tiring, and it hurts. So you're not baseline if they make you stop and go back to where you came from.
Net.
It would appear he's doing just about what you thought he'd do.
Yeah, stretched him wide there. Again, all Becker's got to do is protect his break. Another wide stretch. Lendl's doing just what he needs to do, but here, this is where Lendl needs a big game, because Becker's only chance, it seems, at this point is hanging on to serve. If he gives away every other game, he still wins the match. A break here, and Becker's in trouble.
If he holds every other game, I mean, if he holds his serve, he's going to run this set out.
Exactly.
That takes you to a tie break in the fourth, if that's what happens.
Yeah.
Back in the late 40s, we take another look. Watch how Lendl stays down on that ball. A guy named Bob Falkenberg won at Wimbledon in the final against John Bromwich, a great Australian player. He'd win a set, and then he'd just tank a set and not do anything, but never let the other guy hit a ball because he wasn't in great physical shape. He was thin kind of a guy, and Falkenberg won it in 5. So he played to win 3 sets.
15 all.
People don't understand sometimes. That's not tanking, that's tactics.
Sure. Again, if he's got a problem with an upper left thigh, when you go to hit smashes back and left like that, you jump off that left leg. We'll see if we can tell him. He backs up here.
Yeah, that's a pretty careful backup for a guy like Becker.
He actually went off the back leg, which what he had to do that time, which would have been his right leg. But maneuvering to get into position is not easy for him.
15-30. That's what he really needs.
Lendl. Here's Becker on the way in. Gets down nicely for it. Just couldn't handle it.
Quiet, please.
We'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station.
Pass quickly, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, Steve.
Right now, the grandstand is definitely like 45 minutes.
No problem. You get the fronts back.
Yes. Yes.
30 seconds back.
Sees quickly at the ends. Quiet, please. Players are ready. Thank you.
Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes after tennis, of course. And it's Murder, She Wrote, and the CBS Sunday movie, Paradise, Gathering of Guns. It'll all be delayed until we're through here at the U.S. Open. And Mike Wallace. Obviously, he's already got his segment done.
And he's going to be here longer?
Longer than 60 minutes.
Right. Not to get too careful.
Yep.
If you pull your horns in too much, this is what happens. Let the other guy be aggressive. Lendl had a chance to come into the net on a short ball in that point and backed away.
Not only that, but Becker didn't even use that that spray stuff, that coolant on his legs last time, so maybe he's feeling better. Mind games.
That's his fourth double fault.
And it's love 40. Becker with 3 chances to break back.
Lendl's only lost his serve 12 times in this entire tournament. And 7 of those when he played the Soviet Chesnikov. Had a 5-setter with him, so it's been tough to break his serve. Becker has broken it twice.
Becker leads.
Becker's up 5-3 now and has a serve for the third set.
That appeared to be a very nervous game by Lendl. Boy, he didn't stroke the ball well at all.
Quiet, please.
Now we'll see what Becker has trying to serve out this third set.
First.
Great Don Budge and his wife Lori enjoying the tennis. First one to win the Grand Slam, 1938. Donated his 1938 Wimbledon trophy to the International Hall of Fame in Newport. It's a very nice gesture.
15.
Another legend, Big Jake, Jack Kramer.
And another legend, Bobby Riggs.
Bobby went to Wimbledon first time in 1939, and all he did was win the men's singles, men's doubles, and mixed doubles.
Bet on himself to do
He
it.
did.
Made himself a lot of money.
He did indeed. Lendl has made him stretch, but he's been able to get there. See how important the first serve is for Becker. Number 8 in the double fault department.
.30-15.
Pancho Segura. Tremendous two-handed forehand. One of the most loved guys in tennis. And if you want to talk strategy, talk to the hookador, Pancho.
He knew how to put together a point.
Boy, he sure did. Look out here, it gets to tough second serves.
That was a good second serve.
40-30.
It was indeed. And now Becker is at set point.
See if he can come up with a big one.
He's been having some success kicking the first one in there. Getting it up high. Becker plays what would have been an out ball. Tough to tell. He might have flagged one there. He figured he had a good play on it and couldn't get it away.
Deuce. Ian Tiriac.
Pretty quiet in here with 20,000 people in it.
It is right now.
Advantage Lendl.
Here's Lendl. Pretty safe play on that high volley, and now he has break point. Trying to stay in his third set.
Ivan's parents looking on. They look very calm, as he always does.
Deuce.
Nobody handles the heat the way Becker can at net.
You know, that's something you never used to see in tennis. You never saw tennis players shaking their fist 20 years ago or something. Now everybody does. Gals do it. The guys do it.
It's about as hard as the ball can be hit.
That's the situation on aces, excuse me, Patrick. And it's set point.
Becker's up 2 sets to 1.
6 games to 3.
He wins that set 6-3.
Becker leads 2 sets to 1.
I was going to say, do you want me to try to go get Tiriac in a while? Maybe if Boris... Okay. All right, I'll try.
Hey, Leslie?
Yes, Mary?
Yeah, Les, if you try, you got it. he teases Tiriac about Becker on hard courts, you know, just how tough that is on this guy's body.
Okay, how was he bleeding before?
That was from a fall, but I mean the spray obviously you know, the pounding is hurting this big, you know, 6'3", 210 guy.
Right, okay, thanks, good.
Hey.
In case, Mary, that everybody splits at the end and I don't get to see you again.
You were terrific. It was a pleasure not working with you.
It was a pleasure not working with you. It was a pleasure having you in there.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fun. And I love the fact
20 seconds back.
Oh, yeah. It was great. You produced that atmosphere. You did.
Sees quickly behind the players. Quiet, please.
5 seconds back. Stand by, folks.
First. Love 15.
Can you just stay still over there?
seconds. Seat behind the players. Thank you. 30-40. Seats quickly. Ready for play. Quiet, please. Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, no flash cameras. Thank you. As a courtesy to players and the officials, please, no flash cameras. Games on. Love 15. 15-30. Quiet, please. Becker leads 3 games to 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please honor the chair umpire's request to refrain from using flash cameras. He makes that appeal in the best interest of the players.
First serve. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Players are ready. Quiet, please. Thank you. Please. James Becker. Becker leads 4-2. Please remain seated for one more game. Quiet, please. Deuce. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Thank you. Quiet, please. Advantage Lendl. Becker leads 4-3. First. time. Quiet, please. Lendl leads 5 games to 4.
it wide. And you're not rushing inside at all.
First.
Oh, come on! Overruling?
One, please.
extra pressure on Den LeConte, the umpire, with his undecided calls he has to call. Lendl has the advantage trying to go to 6-5 in the fourth set. Becker leads 2-1.
Been out there over 3.5 hours now.
Well, he made a pit stop, didn't he?
Yeah.
Got some water, got a towel.
Got it back to deuce. And he's got a break point.
Advantage, Becker.
The National Tennis Center is alive at the moment. For the championship, Ivan Lendl against Boris Becker.
Becker said the U.S. Open fans have never seen the real Boris Becker. He wanted to show it to them this year.
He's for real, all right. Going to get a look at a second serve.
It's going to be high on his backhand side. You can pretty much bet on that, unless he runs around it. Boy, that's a clutch would miss there.
The last time these two played in New York, it was at the Masters last year. You see the big wraparound forehand from Becker. That one sails wide. Becker won that match, a remarkable 5-setter. 7-6 in the fifth. And his coach, Bob Brett, considered that a milestone for Becker.
The dribbler, too, hit the top of the
boy.
net and fell over after a tremendous rally.
This would surely be another milestone if Becker could pull it off.
Advantage, Lendl.
5-5 in the fourth set.
The people that came to see this are getting their money's worth.
Game to Lendl. He leads 6-5 in the fourth.
Lendl leads 6 games to 5.
Congress Young, please report to Standing Operations Office immediately. Congress Young, please report to Standing Operations Office immediately.
I may be giving it back, you know, but
Yeah. Okay. some water?
Thank you.
This tournament started 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, Steffi Graf won the women's championship. And it's all come down to this right now between Becker and Lendl.
Then you got to think what would happen if this match would have started at noon or 1 o'clock and they expended this much energy and that tremendous heat and humidity. Been a killer.
When it began, it was 115 degrees on the court. Becker trying to force this to a tiebreak.
Watch the quick hands. As didn't get it as wide as he wanted to, and all that did as a result was open up his court, and Lendl was able to hit the good angle. There's nothing wrong with the tactic. You could just say, I just didn't get it where I wanted it. That ball needs to land a little farther up the sideline so it'll break more sharply.
Again, a big serve when he needed it.
That's the situation. This is his 5th Grand Slam final. Won 3 Wimbledons, lost to Stefan Edberg 2 years ago.
Tiebreak.
That's his 10th ace.
6 games all tiebreak.
Now we get down to a tight situation. The first player to win 7 points with at least a 2-point advantage will be the winner. If it's Becker, he'll be our '89 champion. If it's Lendl, we'll go to the 5th and final set.
The first set went to a tiebreak, which was won by Becker, 7 points to 2.
Yeah, he got out to a 5-0 lead in that one.
White balls. Thank you.
He missed it.
2-0 Lendl.
That's that flat forehand volley we've talked about. He makes a lot of, but under pressure, some of them get away. Martinez somewhat the same. Rochi just can't stand it.
Quite nice.
He doesn't look like a fun date. sitting next to him in the box during the Lendl match. Lendl's got the first 2 points.
I don't imagine he's got much to say at that stage.
Head-to-head in tie breaks. Becker leads 7-4, including the first set today. 2-1 now, Lendl.
That is the 5th double served in a match by Lendl. He has served 4 aces.
Disgusted with himself right now.
Players change ends after 6 points have been played.
Becker's won the last 4.
4-2 Becker. Change on tonight's schedule after tennis. It'll be 60 minutes. No Murder, She Wrote. And then the Sunday movie, A Gathering of Guns, Paradise. 60 minutes will follow the tennis.
Quiet, please.
Here's a guy that wants to gather the guns right now, Boris Becker. Three tiny little points away from being the '89 Open champion.
I'm not sure how tiny they are.
They're all huge.
Hit the net cord like a rifle crack.
Here comes Lendl.
It was out. Good play by Lendl.
4-3.
His lob was good enough that Becker couldn't get a real good piece of it on his smash.
Still 4-3 Becker.
Thank you.
Lendl in this tiebreak has dared Becker to pass. He's taken the net. Bold play for a man who doesn't go to the net with any kind of real instinct.
Remember, the first to 7, the margin of 2 wins the tiebreak.
Quiet, please.
His 11th ace.
6-4 Becker.
And his first match point.
Quiet, please. Thank you. Thank you. Quiet, please.
Seven, 6, 1, 6, 6, 3, 7, 6.
Tremendous serving when he needed it. He was able to call upon that all night long, this man. What a win against one of the toughest returners in the game.
Right now, let's go to Tim Ryan.
All right, Pat, this toughest tournament in tennis coming down to a thriller, a tiebreak finish, and you cannot ask for more than that in a men's championship final. Boris Becker, the Wimbledon champion, prevailing here against a 3-time champion, Ivan Lendl. And so for all of us who have had the privilege of bringing you this great excitement, we wish you all a very pleasant good evening and look forward to next year's United States Open Tennis Championships. The men's champion, Boris Becker.
CBS Sports coverage of the United States Open Tennis Championships, sponsored by AT&T, the right choice. Federal Express, the best way to ship it over there. And by Infinity, a new concept in luxury cars.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about another great hand for two champions in a wonderful match? Nice going. Congratulations. Bad luck. Good match. Can I get you on the other side? Sure. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Vice President and General Manager of the Infinity Division, Mr. Bill Bruce, to present the checks. And Bill, to our runner-up.
Thank you, Tony. Infinity Division Luxury Cars is very proud to be associated with such a prestigious and well-known tournament. We're honored to be here tonight, and to our runner-up, I would like to thank you for an evening of outstanding tennis. Yvonne, your check for $150,000.
Yvonne, congratulations. I know it's a disappointment that you didn't win, but you had a terrific tournament, and I know we'll see you again next year.
Well, Boris played well today. He served really well, and all I could do is fight as hard as I can, and as you know, I never give up, so I will be back next year.
We'll look forward to that. Thank you. And Bill, you have another check for our 1989 Open champion?
I do, Tony. To a true champion, Boris, I would like to present you as the 1989 U.S. Singles Open champion, Infinity's check for $300,000.
Boris, congratulations. You've won 3 Wimbledons, and now you've added another Grand Slam. How's that feel to you?
Not bad right now. You know what can I say? You know, it's probably the most, well, the best moment in my tennis life right now. And you know, this year I've won Wimbledon and US Open, and it's just unbelievable for me.
Well, again, congratulations. And now to present the championship trophy, Mr. David Markin, the president of USTA and the chairman of the U.S. Open. David?
Thank you, Tony. We've had 2 weeks of glorious weather, no planes today, and we've broken every attendance record in the history of the Open. Boris, it gives me great pleasure to present you with this trophy, crowning you the 1989 singles champion of the U.S. Open.
Boris Becker, ladies and gentlemen, U.S. Open champion 1989.